Thinking about buying the BOSS BE7 ACP car stereo. So was I. This video is the honest review I wish I had before I spent my money, because I'm going to show you the real problems you won't see in the marketing. For the best price, click the link in the description. The promise is incredible. A 7-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for under $200. That's a budget game changer. But here's what surprised me. The gap between that promise and the daily reality is wider than a two-lane highway. Therefore, if you're about to click buy, you need to see this first. Let's start with the unboxing, because the problems begin before you even plug it in. The unit itself looks decent, very modern with that glossy black finish. It feels lightweight, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's your first clue this isn't a premium build. The wiring harness is included, which is good, but the instructions, they're a masterpiece of confusion. We're talking diagrams that look like they were translated through 3 different languages and then faxed. If you're not a professional installer, you're already in for a headache. Therefore, budget an extra $100, $200 for professional installation, unless you're very confident. Now the installation process is where the fun really begins, and by fun, I mean a series of small frustrations. The fit isn't universal, despite what the listing implies. In many dash kits, it sits just a hair too deep or the trim doesn't snap flush. It's like trying to make a slightly wrong puzzle piece fit. You'll get it in, but it nags at you. But let's say you get it powered on. The screen lights up. It's bright, it's colorful. For about 5 seconds, you feel like a genius. Then you touch it. The touchscreen is the heart of this unit, and it has the responsiveness of a grumpy cat. It's a resistive touchscreen, not the capacitive glass you're used to on your phone. You need to press, not tap. And I mean press. Trying to hit a small button on Google Maps while driving. It's an exercise in distracted driving and sheer willpower. Therefore, that seamless smartphone integration they advertise feels anything but seamless when you're jabbing at the screen like you're trying to summon a genie. Let's talk about Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the main reasons anyone buys this. When they work, they're fine. You get your maps, your messages, your music. The connection process, however, is a coin toss. Sometimes your phone connects wirelessly instantly. Other times it stares blankly at you, requiring a USB cable, a phone restart, and a small prayer. I've had CarPlay freeze mid-navigation, leaving me silently cursing at a blank map. The audio streaming over Bluetooth can also have a slight delay, so your podcasts sound like a badly dubbed movie for a second. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's a constant, low-grade annoyance. What about sound quality? This is a BOSS audio system, right? They're known for power. The BE7ACP boasts 85 watts per channel. Here's the contrarian snapback. Those are peak watts, not RMS. The real, clean power is much, much lower. If you're just replacing an old factory radio, you'll notice an improvement. It'll be louder. But if you have any decent aftermarket speakers or are thinking of adding a subwoofer, the built-in amplifier is weak. The preamp outputs for adding external amps are a necessity, not a luxury. Therefore, the advanced audio claim needs a giant asterisk. It's advanced only if you're coming from the Stone Age. Now, a joke to lighten the mood. Using this stereo's equalizer is like giving a haircut to a bald man. You can move all the sliders you want, but you're not going to create something that isn't fundamentally there. The built-in sound processing is basic. You get bass, treble, fader, balance. That's about it. Want to tune out road noise or make vocals pop? Good luck. Let's dive into the other features, or as I like to call them, the checklist items. The AM/FM radio works. It picks up stations. The reception is average, nothing to write home about. The USB port is slow for reading music files, and the interface for browsing a USB drive is stuck in 2005. It's all lists in tiny fonts. And remember, there's no CD player. That's fine for most, but it's a full stop for some. The support for backup cameras is a genuine plus, but as the listing admits, the cameras are sold separately. Wiring them up adds another layer to your installation puzzle. Here's a major problem that doesn't show up in the specs: long-term reliability. Scouring owner forums and deeper reviews reveals a pattern. Units can get glitchy over time. The screen might develop unresponsive zones. The unit might randomly reboot on a hot day. The software feels abandoned. Don't expect meaningful updates. You're buying version 1.0 and you're stuck with it. Therefore, this isn't a buy-it-for-life device. It's a hope-it-lasts 2 years device. At $190, that's a risky gamble. Time for joke number 2, the steering wheel control interface they mention. It's sold separately and about as easy to program as teaching your dog to do your taxes. Possible. Maybe. A good use of your afternoon? Absolutely not. Let's look at the competition. For maybe $50, $100 more, you can step into brands like Pioneer, Kenwood, or JVC. The difference is night and day. Capacitive touchscreens that feel like your iPad, faster processors, reliable connections, robust software support, better sound processing. You're not just buying a screen, you're buying an experience that works every time. The BOSS BE7ACP is the budget option that makes you understand why budget is sometimes a bad word. So who is this for, if anyone? It's for the ultra-pragmatic person with a very old car and zero expectations. If your current stereo is broken and you absolutely must have CarPlay for under $200, and you are handy with a wiring diagram, this will technically function. You will get CarPlay on a screen, but you must go in knowing its limitations are part of the package. You are trading reliability, responsiveness, and polish for that low price tag. Joke 3. Using this head unit is like having a navigator who has the right map but keeps dropping it and forgetting where you are. Helpful, but deeply frustrating. Let's wrap this honest review. The BOSS BE7ACP is a classic case of you get what you pay for. The problems are real. A sluggish, resistive touchscreen, finicky smartphone connections, underwhelming amplifier power, questionable long-term reliability, and an installation process that's far from plug-and-play. The promise of a feature-packed smart stereo is there on the box, but the daily execution is where it stumbles. Therefore, my final recommendation: if your budget is rigidly fixed at $200, you've been warned. Proceed with caution, low expectations, and a good installer on speed dial. But if you can stretch your budget even a little, the jump in quality, reliability, and daily joy is immense. Invest in a more reputable brand. Your future self, stuck in traffic trying to skip a song, will thank you. Final joke. This stereo's user interface is so dated, I half expected it to ask me if I wanted to play a game of Snake. I've put links in the description below for the BOSS if you still want to check it out, and for some better alternatives I'd recommend instead. For the best price and to see current discounts, click the link in the description. Thanks for watching this honest review.